The roar of Indianapolis filled the air as Kyle Larson pushed his number 5 Chevrolet through another lap, chasing a stage win he desperately needed. Every lap brought him closer to the front. Every second tightened the tension building inside his cockpit as the laps ticked down. Then, without warning, the world flipped sideways in an instant. One moment he was chasing history. The next moment brought smoke, silence, and a wall that ended everything before anyone watching could even react. What exactly happened in those final seconds left? Fans across the entire NASCAR world searching for answers, and the confusion only grew as more details slowly emerged from the garage. Television cameras cut back and forth between the wrecked car and the pit box, where crew members stood frozen in place, waiting anxiously for word on what had actually gone wrong out on the track. Kyle Larson entered this race as the defending NASCAR Cup Series champion, but he arrived carrying a brutal 46-race winless streak behind him. He sat 6th in the standings, watching rivals like Carson Hocevar, Chris Buescher, and Chase Briscoe steadily close the gap week after week. In recent races, Larson had already suffered 34th-place finishes at Chicagoland and Atlanta, followed by a difficult 15th-place run at North Wilkesboro after contact with Connor Zilisch on pit road. Each result chipped away further at his championship position and added pressure heading into Indianapolis. Something had clearly been building toward this weekend for several weeks, and the tension surrounding this race was mounting fast for the entire number 5 team, not just for Larson himself. Indianapolis represented a chance to reverse that slide, a track where speed alone could not guarantee a clean result, and everyone inside the Hendrick Motorsports camp understood exactly what was riding on this particular Sunday. Larson qualified 10th for the race, then made a calculated strategic move by pitting early on lap 27 to undercut the rest of the field. The move worked exactly as planned, and the number 5 car surged forward through the running order. His crew chief, Cliff Daniels, encouraged him over the radio, telling him the team was in a strong position on fuel and pushing him to test the limits of the car while track position remained in their favor. Larson responded immediately, climbing all the way to 2nd place and sitting just 5 laps away from winning Stage 1 outright. And speaking of building something big, our channel here at NASCAR Trackline TV is closing in on 500 subscribers, and if you want front-row access to breakdowns exactly like this one, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment with your thoughts as we continue through this story together. Everything about Larson's strategy was working. The Hendrick Motorsports number 5 team was executing at a genuinely high level, and the stage win looked well within reach heading into the closing laps. Spotters and engineers inside the number 5 pit box relayed positive signals lap after lap, confirming that tire wear and fuel numbers were tracking exactly where the team wanted them. That momentum, unfortunately, would not last much longer. On lap 45, entering turn 3, the car snapped violently without any warning at all. Larson's number 5 Chevrolet slammed hard into the outside wall as thick smoke poured from the vehicle almost immediately after impact. For a tense stretch of several seconds, no one in the broadcast booth or the garage could confirm his condition from outside the car. Over the radio, Larson could be heard telling his team he thought he had blown a left rear. Yet the story did not end there, and confusion only grew from that point forward as more information trickled in. Some reports pointed toward a left front tire failure, while others insisted it was the left rear that had actually given out first. Even Larson himself admitted afterward that he was not entirely certain which tire had failed beneath him in the moment. He climbed out of the car under his own power and was evaluated and released from the infield care center, officially confirmed uninjured shortly after. But while his body walked away clean, the damage to his championship hopes had already been done in the span of a single lap. The final scoring told the harsh reality of the day. Larson finished 39th, salvaging just one single point, on a day he had been positioned to lead outright just minutes earlier. In the aftermath, crew chief Cliff Daniels was seen in a tense exchange with Goodyear representatives near the garage area, raising immediate questions about whether the tire supplier owed the team and the entire sport a clearer explanation for what had gone wrong. The chaos did not stop with Larson's exit either. Shortly after his crash, Hendrick Motorsports teammate Chase Elliott also hit the wall following contact with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., sending the number 9 car behind the wall as well. What started as one driver's misfortune quickly turned into a nightmare afternoon for the entire Hendrick Motorsports camp. with two of its top cars suffering serious damage within a short span of laps. Crews on both sides of the garage spent the remainder of the afternoon working through repairs, fully aware that neither car had any realistic shot at contending for the win after such early setbacks. Reaction poured in from every corner of the NASCAR world as the news of the crash spread quickly across social media and broadcast coverage alike. NASCAR officially confirmed that Larson had been evaluated and released from the infield care center following the Stage 1 incident. Kyle Larson addressed the crash directly himself, saying, "Just had a tire let go. Little bit of bad luck. Proud of the team. We'll get back after it in Iowa." Reactions from fans echoed a similar sentiment across social media, with many noting that a hit like that is never something anyone wants to witness, and that Indianapolis has a long history of punishing even the fastest cars on the track. Reporter Bob Pockras noted that Larson said he had received no warning at all before the tire let go beneath him, a brutal break considering the number 5 team had positioned itself perfectly to challenge for the stage win just moments earlier. Commentator Jeff Gluck added that the raw speed has clearly been present for Larson in recent weeks, but the finishes simply have not been matching that level of performance on race day. The questions surrounding this crash did not stop at sympathy alone. Analysis from Racing by the Numbers pointed out that 3 finishes of 34th or worse across Larson's last 4 races is not a simple coincidence, but a genuine pattern worth watching closely going forward. Commentary from the racing critic suggested that Goodyear and NASCAR will likely face renewed scrutiny after yet another race-changing tire failure involving a legitimate championship contender. Was this simply bad luck striking at the wrong moment, a Hendrick setup issue nobody has addressed publicly yet, or a tire problem far larger than just one single team? No official answer has been given by anyone involved so far, and that lingering uncertainty is exactly what has fans talking across every platform right now. Some NASCAR insiders are now beginning to ask a much bigger question, though this remains pure speculation and not confirmed fact in any way. Could this repeated pattern of tire failures and disappointing finishes signal the exact moment Larson's championship defense quietly begins slipping away for good? With only 4 regular season races now remaining on the schedule, Larson currently sits 208 points behind series leader Denny Hamlin, a gap that grows harder to close with every passing week. Some believe the math is becoming increasingly difficult to overcome, with so little time left remaining in the regular season. Others argue that a driver of Larson's proven caliber can still turn an entire season around in a remarkably short amount of time if the results start falling his way again. Crew chiefs across the garage will be watching Larson's next few races closely, since a continued slide could reshape the entire championship conversation heading into the postseason. Nothing about this situation has been settled yet in either direction, and that is exactly why it continues to dominate conversation across the entire sport right now. Was this just bad luck catching up at the worst possible time, or is Kyle Larson's championship defense already slipping away in front of everyone watching? Drop your honest take down in the comments below, and share this video with another NASCAR fan who genuinely needs to see this story unfold. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.